welcome to another episode of Stuck in My Mind podcast. And I know I'm running a little late today, but thank thank God for my guest because she's willing to record a little bit later. So we're running a late night edition of Stuck in My Mind podcast. I'm excited. My next guest is phenomenal. So it's been a long day, everybody. I just hope everybody's having a great day. Give me a moment while I set up and bring my guest on. I'm excited to have her on, but because of my tardiness, I'm not quite prepared just yet. I don't know why. Hold on. And the crazy thing is, I am usually on point with this. Okay, hold on. I think I got it now. Well, this is going to be fun explaining this. All right, well, I have an intro and I can't find. All right. Anyway, I have it. All right, LaTanya, I do have an intro for you. For some reason, I can't find my notes now. This is going great.
It's okay. Take your time. Look here. Take a deep breath. Yeah. You know what? Life happens.
It
And if
does.
we cannot understand that, that's a problem. And we have to understand that some days just don't flow like we normally want it to.
That is
So,
absolutely right. And I know this.
yes. But
I've
we beat ourselves up. We beat ourselves up. So
yeah.
just take a deep breath. Man, just take a deep breath and we're going to get through this slow
Yes.
in a positive way. So,
Oh
yeah.
no. I this is just it happens, and that's why I love going live also because it's just natural and things happen. There's always sometimes you have difficulties and just lose track of things. But like you
Yeah.
said, I'm taking a deep breath
Yes.
and
You know,
find what I need to find.
yeah, because we're so triggered on making sure everything is perfect and that we're doing everything that we're supposed to, which is natural generally. But things happen, but it seems like it's the minute that something hiccups, that's when someone wants to attack or want to blame or look at this and that's not the situation, and people need to understand that, and we need to learn to be graceful to each other, and especially our young men too, our men, because you're already carrying a lot on your shoulders, so it's okay. Take
Yeah,
a deep breath. We're gonna be all right. We're not gonna beat ourselves up. We're gonna have fun in this podcast, and hopefully
absolutely.
they still will enjoy it or get it or understand it. Like, you know what? Yeah.
All right. So now I got it. Now I got my questions. I got everything. So Tanya,
Yes.
already? All right,
Yes.
take us back. How did your journey into professional football begin? Because I didn't get to say my intro piece about you, but if you want, I can give. Matter of fact, yes. All right. So today's guest is a powerhouse who went from breaking tackles on the football field to breaking barriers in life. A best-selling author, former WAFL, NWFA professional football player, and multi-certified empowerment coach, has lived a journey of resilience, healing, and inspiration. She's the founder of the Illuminate Your Journey, where she empowers athletes, youth, and adults to find healing, embrace growth, and step into purpose. From pioneering women's football to champion mental health and equity, her story is proof that no barrier is too strong to break. Let's welcome to the Stuck in My Mind, LaTanya Edenburgs.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Will. It is an honor to be here. And a privilege to be here with you and
Oh,
stuck in my
pleasure so mine. So, how did your journey start in professional football?
Oh my God. 2000? Yeah, I think it was 2000 when professional football started for women. And it was just an opportunity. And I started off working in administration, helping up helping out behind the scenes, but I'm a natural athlete. I just love to have fun. I love competition. And as I continue to work, I'm like, I want to be on the field. I want to be on the field. I want to be on the field. I want to knock somebody out. And I was just like, okay, let's go. And that's how it started. And it was really, truly, it was like being that pioneer for women because we had the WNBA
Yeah.
and, in basketball. So it's like, yes, let's set this up for our women coming up for football. And I'm not talking about football where it's the fun. I'm so sorry, didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Where it's the fun. Um, Victor,
No,
see, where I'm wearing
but
full pads. Yes, full pads, full tackle. So that's where I'm at. I am so sorry.
oh, it happens. The way this day has begun, this show has begun, has been great. No, it
Yeah.
happens.
So yeah, full pad, full tackles. And then I just remember when I just enjoyed. I enjoyed. At that time, I was traveling. I was like, why not? I'm here anyway. Why not be part of this
Yeah.
opportunity? And I was just asked. I end up being, um, um, do I want to play defense or do I want to play offense? And I went with defense because it was like, do you want to get hit or do the hitting?
Somebody, yeah.
Let me do the hitting. Let me do the hitting. So that's where I am. And I really and truly loved it. And it inspires me to see when I see these young ladies out here and how popular flag football is
Yeah.
taking off. So when I see that, it is like a very heartwarming thing because I feel like I was part of that and given it that opportunity. Yes, it's not full tackle, but still just to see women to grow and go into the field of flag football is just as powerful, especially when we get up into our college leagues and things like that.
Listen, flag football still it still takes some skills to play. It's not simple. You got to
E-
try to grab the flag. So it's
Exactly.
not as easy. It's easier probably to tackle somebody than to grab a flag sometimes. So
Yes, it does take a very unique technique, but it's so much fun.
I,
It is so much fun.
but being a pioneer, I can imagine the league faced a lot of barriers, especially it's a male dominated sport. How did you guys in the league get through that? Did y'all just like, you know what, we're gonna show you guys that we know how to play this sport?
Of course, there's barriers. Um, However, it was just the heart, the heart for it, the the karate, the heart for just for all of us getting together and supporting each other on and off the field, and coming together to try to figure out ways that we can beat the situations and the people that were against us in a positive way,
Yeah.
and mentally and physically to be able to support each other. Yes, there were barriers, but yet we just continued just to move and groove through it and heal and support each other. And I think that's how we generally actually got through it. Yeah.
At what point did you know your calling went beyond the football field?
At what point, one more time?
At what point did you know your calling went beyond the football field?
Ooh, as an empowerment coach,
Yeah, yeah.
I say it went beyond the football field since I've been a child. Um, and I just was able to, luckily, to be able to take what I had onto the football field to support my sisters.
Mm.
So um, that's how I see that, is that it just allowed what I do, how I see people, how I vision things, how I empower. people of all ages. It just went beyond the football field, of course. But yes, I brought it in, it got stronger, and then out of the football field into what I'm doing.
Yeah. Um, so you're known as Miss IYRJ. How did that name and persona come about?
From Illuminate Your Journey, just from Illuminate Your Journey. That's how that came about. Just putting a little urbanness into it with the R, but yeah, Miss IYRJ, Illuminate Your Journey, because I I like to MC. And when I MCing or doing something, having that stage name, it's IYRJ. I just felt like that was just something that was kind of cool.
Okay.
Illuminate your journey, and then it'd be at then people will ask me too, what does IYRJ stands for? Illuminate your journey. Let me help you illuminate your journey. So yes,
Awesome. Awesome. So,
yes.
so you hold multiple certifications from therapeutic art to grief coaching. How did you blend these into your practice right now?
Um, I would say I blend them into my practice based on my clients' needs. And the reason why I say that is because I also consider myself a visionarist. So when I see or I reach people or I come in contact with people based off of what they need, I have this feeling, intuition that is very powerful, and it's something that I've had for since I've been a child as well. And based off of what they need, everybody's journey is not the same. Just because two people may be going through divorce, it may not be the same need. So, or two people who might be fighting how to unlock their full potential in maybe a career or to get to another goal in their life may not be the same journey. So, based off of what they need and their likes and dislikes, I go into my repertoire and pull out one of those certifications or blend the certifications together in order to help my clients in whatever they need to help them unlock, to empower them. Because I'm all about empowerment as well. It's not just about that one situation. How can I empower you for success and longevity? A lot of times when we're dealing with something, we want to deal with just that piece. But with my certifications, I'm able to empower you not just for that piece, but also for success and longevity. Because if we can't get it together with that one piece and continue on, you might hit that hiccup again. And even if you do hit that hiccup again, it happens. At least hopefully you have something. And then I also like to stay in contact with my clients as well
Mm.
to continue to progress through different things.
So what role does healing and forgiveness play in the empowerment work you do?
Um, it plays a it plays a huge role in everything I do because we have to heal in order to move forward. Um, we have to understand our grief. And grief is not just when someone has passed away, it could be invisible grief. And that's something that I enjoy is talking to a person and listening to what they're saying and being able to dig in and find different things that may have affected them that is actually a grief or a barrier that keeps them from moving. So I use all these different things to help with healing. And then once you're able to heal from situations and understand it, taking people from grief to understanding is the key. A lot of times we don't understand why we're going through things. And As a minority, a lot of times we're taught to push things down, don't talk about it. You're gonna figure it out. You da 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 da. But we gotta understand why we are going through these things, and by understanding it, is a part of healing. And as a part of healing, is able to illuminate your journey towards your success and longevity.
What's your approach to coaching young athletes and helping them find equal opportunities in sports?
My approach to young athletes is meet them on the court, meet them on the court, meet them on the field. Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. Um, Being an athlete, if I got to talk in basketball terms, I've got to talk in football terms, soccer terms, badminton terms, um, just being able to help them understand their full potential. A lot of times, in different levels of athlete, from high school to WNBA, is or NFL. It just depends. It depends on what they're needing in that particular moment. And when I say meet them on the court, but when I meet them on the court, I'm also taking them off that court so that we can back, look at the field as a whole, and then distinguish what is it? What is How do we unlock your full barriers? Where are you trying to go? What has caused that? A lot of times we transition our athletes to different stages in life, but we're not giving them the tools to be successful in those different realms of a level of life. And I think that is so important to be able to regroup, reground yourself, and figure out what it is I need at these different levels so I can be successful and unlock my full potential for success.
Yeah. So right now, women's professional sports is gaining a lot of visibility. What does that mean to you as a pioneer of women in women's sports?
What it means to me is that we are finally able to allow our light to shine. It's no longer the beacon of light behind someone else. We are becoming the beacon of light for ourselves in all areas of sports. It's empowering us as young ladies. It is allowing us to love ourselves, not from behind someone, but in front of everyone. Um, it is, it's a beautiful thing. It just to see, um, to be able to be yourself and just not be guilty for it, or feeling like we have to hide what we know. So it's very honorable to see. Very honorable.
What's your dream for the next generation of female athletes that are coming up?
Mm. I would say my dream for the next season of athletes and beyond will be to further support, receive more support from all realms of life, um, to see our fellow athletes work together as one and not against each other. Um, I think that is so important to see our fellow athletes get the compensation that they need as a powerful athlete, because that is still a struggle for athletes in the professional field. To be seen as not just an athlete, but as um, a woman who can show a mixture of it all with respect. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, that's and it's I asked that question because right now the WNBA, these women are killing it right now. They're have some of their best attendance records, some of the best ratings. You got Caitlin Clark, Asia Wilson. You got all these great players right now, and it's shining a light real bright on women's sports and everything. So I'm hoping to see. Yeah, I would love to see women here, especially women here, make much more money in sports. But the only way that's going to happen is if people go out and support it, and people, if the fans could go out and enjoy these games and of course build up revenue. But they've been having attendance records. Players are getting signature shoes. So I think right now it's a great time, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm excited for what the future what holds. A lot of these women in sports.
Yeah. I mean, it's so important, and just to be recognized, just to be recognized, be supported, just to be supported by men, by children, by women, and not to be labeled either in this process. Not to be labeled. And, a lot of times we don't understand why, some women may feel like they have an attitude, but do they really have an attitude, or do they have to really just fight to be them? But yet we see them as having an attitude. No, these young ladies have to fight to be them. They have to fight. And that's hard, and that's frustrating, and um that's mental. That's mentalness. But yet in order to be strong, we got to fight, and fighting does become very hard. But yet we get judged for that. And you can't, and I always say, you know, and I'm hoping that I'm gonna use probably an inappropriate word, but I'm gonna try not to. But when a man is very dominant, it's go, go, go. He did a good job. Look at him. He's running his ship or whatever. But as soon as a woman does it, why she gotta be a bitch? Why she gotta be acting like that? But she can do this, she can use the same words as that man, but she's labeled. But that man is labeled as he's doing a good job. We got to stop that. And we got to look at the bigger picture of what these women or women, athletes all around, women in general, are doing, and stop belittling them because of their uncomfortability of embracing what is happening in this world with our women in a positive way.
Absolutely. Beyond sports, how do you want your coaching and speaking to impact communities?
Beyond sports, I want my coaching to give the community a release, give them the opportunity to have a safe environment where they feel that they can let go, where they can feel that they're not judged, where they feel that it's okay to um, not know, that it's okay to cry, that it's okay to admit and understand that there's something going on. And I think, or not, I think in our community, we're afraid. We're afraid to do those things because that's what we've been taught. Let's embrace our softness. You know, Females, males, children, let's embrace our softness. Softness does not mean that I have to be like "Rrr" all the time.
Mhm.
And there's a time and place for everything. And I want our community to know that it's okay to have a life coach, an empowerment coach. It's okay to go to therapy.
Yeah, but
Go ahead.
just just no, because even because being people of color is something that it's a joke to it's like, "Oh, you going to therapy? Oh my god." It's not something that, I have no issue. I've said it plenty of times. I've gone to therapy because I needed it to help turn my life around and
Mhm.
whatever it was, and I have no shame about showing my emotions because I was actually raised by 2 strong, independent women.
Oh, cool.
So, but it's a stigmatism in the Black and brown community that, "Oh, no, you don't go talk
To a
to."
head doctor. I ain't going no head doctor. I'm
Yeah,
not going no shrink.
yeah, I
Yeah,
yeah, so
yeah. We're taught. What, you don't show weakness. You don't do this. You don't do that. Pull up your bootstraps. Do this.
yeah,
Do that. You be like, so we're taught to just shrink,
mhm,
but yet we shrinked inside, and we put on this mask. And when we put on this mask, it hides everything. And it becomes very hard to let it out, and to talk. And then the thing about when I think about community, I want that stigma to be broken. I want us to be able to teach our young children and the people beside us at our age or whatever that it's okay. And it does not mean that you're weak.
mhm.
And unfortunately too, in our community as a minority, we think about money. Money is a problem when it comes to therapy, or getting the necessary. uh,
Again, it's not something, financial literacy isn't something that's taught in our community.
yes,
That's
yes,
something that's not taught in our community. It took me to my late 30s to to start putting away into 401k, start investing in a Roth IRA. These
yes.
aren't things these aren't things that I was taught growing up. This wasn't something shared. It wasn't because
There was a
my mom didn't know about, investments. She didn't know about owning property or any of that. She this wasn't something she just knows to work and pay the bills, and it wasn't like, now her sister, on the other hand, now that I'm realizing she's the one who owned property. She knew what to do, and so she was kind of financially literate and knew about investments and all. So now that well, I think I'm about to turn 50 next year. Took me the last 10, 12 years to build up whatever I have now in retirement.
Yeah, and when it comes to financial, that's another part because I started off as an accountant when I started in college. So I love money and figuring things out. And I was raised in that type of community where my parents own a convenience store, and you know they're self entrepreneurs. So I was blessed to be able to have that. And financial literacy is so important. Like, I'll put together different financial workshops and things, and it needs to start young. Like, I'm getting ready to put one together for preteens, because if you can teach them at the age of 10, 11, and 12, about credit and debit and savings and checking and what a credit score is. And because of the time that we're in, everything is cash app or debit card. They're not really looking. We no longer have that checkbook that we can look at and see what our balance is. So that's going to be even more um, an issue. So financial literacy is so important. Life insurance, things like that. And
Well,
there,
I'm here in Pennsylvania. I'm licensed to sell life insurance. That was some Yes.
yes,
That's something that I'm very, to me, it's important. I do believe people, and it's a shame that, again, in our community, they're like, "Why do I need life insurance?" So I'm not. It's protection. It's not
hmm,
you're gonna die then and there. It's just to protect you in case something does happen.
exactly.
Protecting those that you love, and you don't want to leave them having to start a GoFundMe page because you didn't have coverage or whatever.
but we don't want to talk about it. We
No.
don't want to. Oh, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about our life insurance. But there was a many years ago. There was this lady, my principal that I worked under, and she was like, when you get life insurance, or when you get these type of things, those who have them don't need it. It's the ones who don't have it that needs it.
Hmm.
I was like, that makes sense. But we don't get it. We don't see that.
You understand it? Yeah, we don't understand it. Yeah.
Exactly. And we don't understand that life insurance can be your bank at some point if you get the right one. And I
Hmm.
didn't learn about that until later on in life. And I'm just like, oh my God, I can have how many millions in my life insurance that I can borrow from my bank versus going to a bank? So it's financial literacy is so important in our community, and it makes me, and then sometimes people are embarrassed. And that's another thing about my coaching is about healing in all different types of realms. Because like you're saying, you have your mom who doesn't know about financially, but then you have an aunt that does. It's like, what is the barrier that's there, or what needs to be, or healing, what needs to be that we're not picking it up? What is it? Have we embarrassed? And I'm not saying your people in particular, but I'm just thinking for me, family is like, what is it? What is it that I'm showing you these things? I'm willing to walk your hand through it, but what is it? What's keeping you from this opportunity?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
most of the time it's knowledge based. Is not having the information. Is not knowing the information.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But even if you try to teach them, sometimes we just can't pick it up, or we don't want to, or we're embarrassed. Oh, I one thing I have found out in the Black community and in a few others is when you see somebody doing well, you're embarrassed. And because of your embarrassment, you don't put forth the effort.
You don't celebrate them. No.
No. And then you wondering why your years are passing by, but yet this person is willing to walk you through, but the embarrassment keeps you from moving through.
Yeah.
You know, it's very interesting. It's definitely interesting, but that's why I say I'm all about, and that's part of grief. What invisible grief kept you from this? And that's what I'm about, is taking people from grief, identifying that grief, and understanding why. Why? So we
Yeah.
can illuminate longevity, success.
No, absolutely. Believe me, I know. It, there was a time where my journey began in early 2000s, and then it really started when in '08 when my wife passed away in a
Mm,
car accident. But the
mm,
crazy thing was, years prior to that, she started introducing me to the world of self development, just learning and wanting to improve, and so I think she was kind of preparing me for what was to come. And
yes.
so it was, I lose her in '08, and then the very next year I reunite with my father after 28 years of not knowing anything about him. I go see him Father's Day weekend, Friday, Saturday morning he passes away. And then it goes, I lose my uncle and brother who were two major roles in my development and growth as a man. And my brother that I had reunited from my father's side dies from overdose. And then my aunt, the one that I told you, the entrepreneur, she
Mhm.
passes away. So it was just it was like a 4 year span where I was just, and I was going through struggles. I just was angry
Mhm.
with
Mhm.
life, with God, with everything. Like, why me? Why is all this happening?
Yes.
And so for a while, I was very self destructive. And didn't have a, and my path was just not the way it was supposed to go.
Yeah.
And then this voice is like, this isn't you. This isn't what you're supposed to be doing. this is not your path. You
Mhm.
need to start changing. You need to start getting your life together. So I started going to therapy, started turning my life around. Um, was able to just get licensed in New York State as a security guard, and started doing security, and just started getting just started piecing my life back together. Then 2013, I meet my wife that I'm with now. 2014, she convinces me to move to Pennsylvania. I moved my family from New York City up to Pennsylvania with me, and we've been up here since. And uh, I landed a job as at a casino as a security guard, and now I've been there 11 years now. I'm a pit boss, and so I've gone from where I was at to now, and then 2020 hits. I get furloughed from work. There's a pandemic. I launch my podcast, start finding out that I do have a voice, and I found something that I'm passionate about and I love, and the reaction that I'm getting from people listening to the podcast, and the people I start interviewing, and the messages I start receiving from people, and I'm like, this is what I love to do. This is my purpose. Being able to create this platform and interview people and talk to people and have them share their message, because there are people out there that need to hear these messages.
Yes.
And so being able to start the podcast and start learning so many, like, I had no idea about RSS feeds, thumbnails, descriptions, intro, none of that. I didn't,
Yes.
but I was like, yo, I want to learn. YouTube University, started taking courses, going to YouTube, asking questions, started connecting with people, started learning so many different things, to the point now where, besides today, I usually have a nice, smooth running show.
Nope, don't, not besides today, including
Yes,
today.
including today. But for the most, yeah, not today, but we're still having a great conversation. Yes, absolutely. So
Exactly.
it might have not started out the way it usually starts out, but it's still turning out into something that's amazing. So,
Exactly.
but being able to find my voice and know that, because I wasn't in media, like I said, pit boss. Yeah, I have to. I started off as a dealer, so of course I built up my skills communicating with people, and because you have to be personable when you're dealing to players, because you work for tokes, you work for tips, so you, of course, you have to. So I was able to build up that side of what I'm doing now. So it kind of it helped me with leading into this, into launching a podcast, launching a production company, being able to be learn how to self-publish books, l- launch the internet radio station, all these different things in the past 5 years, and because I started with my podcast.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I am so like, oh, that just makes me feel so good, especially to hear the different things that you went through, because it's very easy to get stuck.
Mhm.
Like you say, stuck in my mind. It's very easy to get stuck. And going through so much, you were able to crawl, because you had to crawl before you can walk,
Yeah,
you know. But and that's another thing that we don't do. We don't celebrate the small steps. And just like a baby, when a baby starts to crawl, we like, yeah, look at the baby. Why can't we say, yay, look at you, look what you're doing? And then you start to walk, you take those starts. Yes, you may fall while you're trying to learn how to walk again, but that's okay. You know, and Will, this is my first time meeting you, but my hat is off to you, because especially as a Black young man, this is hard. I see so many that just suffer in pain and don't know why. So my hat's off to you, and your family for supporting you, your wife and things. So my hat is off to you. And I'm not a therapist, but I am a life coach. So people don't understand that. That's two different things. My coaching comes in where from this point, we're going to continue to heal moving forward. So from present to future. But
So,
people don't understand that. I'm not a therapist. I'm not that person to come in, we're gonna sit on the couch.
you
I'm
know,
a dig in. So
so
I
one of my goals
mhm,
was to get certified as a life coach, which I did a couple of years ago.
okay.
It was something that I was like, this is something that it's important to me. So yeah, so
Mhm.
I got certified. And like you said, yes, you're not a therapist, but and you like to dig in. That's what you're supposed to do. Because
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And I love the fact that you're talking about being self-published.
Mhm.
So that is really cool because I have a uh, being a best-selling author. If I knew then what I knew that now, it's a co-author book that is uh, best-selling author, and then I have my hero's new journey that's coming out, which is a children's book, which is talks about you know feelings and going through them and understanding that. And then something else I have also coming out is three journals, and I'm putting everything together because self-publishing. Uh,
Yes.
well, my hero's new journey is through um, Christian Faith Publishing. That's who's publishing that one. And then my journals are me. So it's a trilogy: Beneath the Silence, Between the Silence, and Beyond the Silence. And each journal is 30 days that will take you through, that will guide you through different types of grief that you may be going through so that you can illuminate in your journey. So, yeah, it just makes me. I'm just happy just to hear you say that you went through so much and that you came out of it to where you are now.
Oh no, yeah, no. I've and at first, like when I first started, I didn't understand how important sharing my story was, right?
Yes.
Because you always think like, oh no, my story doesn't matter, doesn't it's not important.
Yes.
And then, but when you do share it and people hear it, they're like, what are you talking about? You do have something to share. You do have a story, and everyone does. Everyone has their story, and
Yes.
everyone has their journey, and everyone goes through the experience. But it's again, it's cliche, but it's how you bounce back up.
Yes. Yes. People don't understand that. And by sharing your story, you're further able to understand your own story. And people don't realize that. Even in the classroom, when I'm teaching reading or teaching English, I'll tell my kids, you're an author too. They'd be like, Miss Edenburgs, I'm an author. Yes, you are an author. When that fight broke out, didn't you not come back and tell that story? Did you not give a tone? Did you not da 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 da? I was like, you was telling a story. You are an author. You put somebody in a certain mood,
Mm,
or I say you're an author. When you come in and you go to your mom and you be like, hey mom, you put her in a good, how you feel? You put her in a mood. You giving her a mood and your tone has changed. Hey, I want to go out. If I do this, that's telling your story too. They was like, wow. And I don't think we elevate people enough to help them understand that they are telling their stories in different ways. So yeah.
I know, and it's funny because if you would have told me 5 years ago that I would have self-published books or whatever, I would have been like, nah, not possible. I'm not enough. I don't do. But doing the podcast and the conversations and a lot of the courses that I've taken and a lot of the reading that I've been doing and just to develop my self development and growth and so yeah, I had a lot of stuff that I wanted to share and express and put out there. So
Yes. What's the name of your book?
the power of purpose.
The Power of Purpose. I love it because people don't understand that.
Mhm.
I didn't realize that. I knew what I mean, I enjoy what I've
I
been
didn't know my
doing,
yeah, I didn't know my purpose.
but now I understand truly. I didn't know it was my purpose.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was my purpose, and I just realized that probably within the last year or so. And it's like it's what I do. People always come to me. People always ask me questions, but I just didn't know. But now I really and truly understand that. being an empowerment coach, a visionarist, a life coach, it's my purpose. I enjoy it. I enjoy, if I'm somewhere and I see someone, I can just, hey, you're gonna be okay. I may not even know this person, but my vision feels them.
Mhm.
And then they'd be like, well, how did you? I was like, I just see it. And it feels so good.
Oh, no, it feels
Oh,
amazing. It
yes.
it I tell people, like, I wish you could feel how I feel when I get to do my podcast, or I get to have these wonderful conversations, or anything that involves me being creative and collaborating and help to empower others. It's a wonderful feeling for me. I just have such a great time when I'm on the mic and just creating content and just being able to do the things that I'm doing. There's something that I'm working on right now for next year.
Okay.
But I'm starting the process now because my goal, like, is to have, and I'm gonna put it out there because it's gonna happen. I've already started the process, started reaching out to some places, but I want to have a retreat up here, um, a few days, for podcasters to come and collaborate, and we work, have a couple of workshops, have a couple of keynote speakers come down and just enjoy the beautiful Pocono Mountains and create content and learn all these different skills. And so I've started that process. I've started working with, talking with people, sending them, showing them my proposal, what I want to do. And it's exciting because now other people are seeing the vision and they're excited. Like
Yes.
my wife isn't really involved, but when I showed her the proposal and I showed her the place that I was looking at, and now every day she's asking me, like, did they reach back out to you? Did this happen? And she's excited. And
Yeah.
then a few friends that I showed it to, and they're like, "What can we do to be a part of this?" I'm like, "Listen, let's start a committee. Let's start working together and getting this going." So it was like, it's just like been a snowball. Like the the idea came, and I was like, "Okay, let's make this happen. Let's see what do we need to do." And then, like I said, I just put it out there, and people just started reacting to it, and I'm like, "All right, now it's just work. It's just going." And my goal is next year to be sometime in the fall to be up having my retreat and helping others.
Oh, this is so cool because I'm actually putting together a retreat as well.
This.
Yes, and mine is going to start in October, and it's starting off on a Friday, a urban retreat, and it's a passport. So each month we're going to do something, and then next fall I wanted to lead up to a 2-day retreat
Oh.
as well. But through the whole process, we're going through different healing opportunities and journeys and doing different things in the community that's going to actually lead up to a 2-day retreat. So I think that is so awesome. I think that is so awesome because yeah. And hey, maybe we need to come to the Poconos and support you, because that's what it's all about. Let's
Listen,
support.
like I said, I will be looking for some speakers.
Eh,
But
You talk about the mic. I love the mic when I'm emceeing. I
it's, it's funny, right? Because like I said, I'm a coach. I want to get into speaking. Of course, I'm doing the podcast, and it's not very easy to go find stages, right? So I'm like, you know what? Okay, let's just create. Let's create them. Let's, right, this retreat. Like, I'm gonna go up. I'm gonna do a presentation. Any of my friends who are interested, they want. I got, and of course, I've networked with so many different people and connected with so many different people and built some amazing relationships that they're like, I have people who already, like, I'd be like, hey, are you interested in? Oh, hell yeah, without hesitation. So it's amazing, those relationships, and knowing that people, even like a lot of us, we've met just virtually. We haven't, but we've been friends probably for the last 5 years since I started podcasting, and or 3, 4, 5, whatever it is. But it's relationships that are turning into lifelong friendships. Like I've been blessed this past year, last couple of years, to be actually connect with people in person, like either going to events or going to support a friend who opened the theater in Pittsburgh. Shout out to Jeff. So last year he opened a podcasting theater, and last year I went to Pittsburgh. We had a great time. Uh, we went live for 2 days, hosting other podcasters, and it was amazing to go and connect with him, meet his family, meet his wife. He met my wife. It was amazing to see someone that I had been hanging out with virtually in person and get to really connect with them and build that relationship on a real personal level.
Yeah, it is really cool when you are meeting someone virtually and you get to actually meet them in person. It's like a whole new different level. So I do have to totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. So yeah, I think this is so awesome. I'm excited because even like with me, I set up my podcast through Yard. What is it? Yard. I can't think of the Yard.
StreamYard?
Yeah, StreamYard. It's set up, but have I launched? No, I haven't done anything yet. You
Why
know,
haven't you launched?
exactly. Why haven't I? Exactly.
Why?
But it is what it is. I'm going to get to it.
No, 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 no. You're not gonna get to it. No, you're either gonna do it or you're not. It's not. You're gonna get to it. Like when are you gonna do it?
My goal is to start next year in the fall, in the summer.
Mm.
I know. I'm writing. I'm MC, doing some motivational speaking.
Mm.
I'm trying to figure things out. I'm still working. I'm still growing.
All right, but don't. I still but don't say you're. Nah, don't like. If you're gonna start the podcast, start it. Just if not, just hold off until you're ready. But don't. Yeah, nah. And if you need any help, let me know. I would love to help you.
I appreciate that. And same here. I would definitely appreciate that because that's what it's about. Is really and truly valuing each other,
Mhm.
not taking advantage,
No.
but yet supporting each other. And people don't realize that.
And
Get-
I've built those relationships where if there's something I know and I can help my friends with, I'm there. It's and of course, if I need something without hesitation, they're like, "Oh, this is what you need to do." So I've loved the fact that I've been able to build those relationships, and and again, it's both of us. It's like exchanging of value. It's like if I don't know something and they know it, they're more than willing to help me with it. And they know if I have something that I'm always bursting to share. I like if I get a new tool, a new something, I'm always messaging one of my friends like, "Yo, you need to check this out. You need to do
yes.
because I think it's something that you should learn. Hey, listen, I'm not trying to hoard everything. I want my friends to learn just as much as I learn.
Yes. And I think that's the part there that we tend to not do as much as share. Share, uplift each other. Um, it could be those small things that really and truly can change a person's life.
And
And it's so important. But I don't know if we're scared to. I don't know what it is, but I totally agree. And people always say, don't give everything away. Don't give all your knowledge away. But if I see and I'm able to give some information, I'm just hoping that it comes back to me in
it
another way.
does. It does.
Yeah.
It does. People, you shouldn't give her like no. You should. You should because all believe me, it, the the stuff you share, it's important. Yes, but it's the results that are happening from it. Like if it's benefiting someone and it's uplifting someone, you might not see monetary value from it, but something's gonna happen in such a positive way that
Yeah.
you're gonna be like, "Oh man, this is my reward. This is what I'm getting."
Yes.
Just seeing people get uplifted and or whatever it is that makes you happy. Because again, yes, everybody wants to make money, but again, it doesn't breed happiness. You're not gonna be happy just because you make a lot of money.
That's true. And and I just look at it as part of my stewardship, you know, and I don't look for anything back. I really truly don't. I do things because I just love to do it. It's
Yeah,
just I just
so
enjoy it.
it's so much
Yes,
fun.
I want to get to a point where I'm making, you know, doing this and doing that. Like I want it, but yet when I can share it just to share because it's something that a person needs, I rather share with you because you need and see you shine than to hold it back for selfish reasons.
So and you know what's amazing, right? The person who made this happen, she connected us together.
Angela,
See,
let's lose. Okay, yes, yes, yes.
Lewis, and that's what I'm talking about. It's people like that who feel like, "Yo, listen, I want to connect. I want to connect you guys because
Mhm.
I can see something happening. I can see magic happening." And it's those people that are amazing. It's people like Angela who is like, I need to connect these two people. I need to connect this person. I need to connect, and
Yes,
that's amazing. That to have that gift to be a connector and know that, oh man, now these two people they'll make some magic together.
yes. Oh my God, me. And I met Angela last September in California at the Emmys, and I was doing my part. She was doing her part there, and we were able to connect afterwards a little bit more. And even at that moment, I was just giving her a few different pointers, advice. She just released that tension and the stress of everything. Um, and from there, we grew, and then we were met again for the Super Bowl during the event around the Super Bowl in New Orleans this year. And we end up communicating and bonding. And then she ended up being my agent to us, helping me with different things with my business. And since she has been on my team to support me and to guide me, she is amazing. And then she has her Monday night events where it's like Ask Me Anything, where she has like a webinar and a podcast and a bunch of entrepreneurs and people who are trying to get there is there. You can feel the pureness in her heart
Yeah.
when she's teaching us and educating us. So she's amazing. She is so amazing.
The funniest, I have the funniest story with her because I thought she was PR. I thought she did PR for people. No, that's not what she does.
Mhm.
Because because she just started, she sent me an email. She's like, "Oh, I have such and such. I want to introduce you to this person." So I'm thinking, all right, okay, I guess she's their PR because she introduced me to 4 or 5 people, including yourself. And
Mhm.
and, and so when one day I send a link and I'm thinking, I thought I was interviewing you, and it was actually her, and I'm like, I thought I was. She's like, no, you're interviewing me. I'm like, you're not PR? She says, no. I'm like, I said, but you're so good at it.
She is. And, even for her, because I told her, and I think that's the cool thing too, when you have someone that's on your team and you're working together, it's like you uplift and push each other out your comfort zones. And that's why it's like, why are you not doing podcasts? You getting me on these podcasts. Why are you not doing them? Why are you not doing this?
That's
You're good at it, and it's the matter of us once again supporting each other. And even in the NFL, when we was at our event in New
right.
Orleans,
Yeah.
there was things going on. And I was like, "Have you thought about this?" And she was like, "Oh my God, I didn't do it." But it was an invisible grief that she had that she didn't even realize. And to bring that to light. But Angela is amazing
Yes,
in
yes, yes.
things that she knows. And
And I know you have to go. So
oh, I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. I still got a few more minutes before I pick up my son from football.
yeah, no, but yeah, I don't, yeah, but no, but we are gonna have another conversation. This
Okay.
has to be a part two. This definitely has to be a part two. But thank you so much for being such a wonderful guest. I love it. But now we've come to the part of the show where you get the solo screen and you get to plug away and let everybody know where they find you.
Okay. Thank you. My name, I have my business, Illuminate Your Journey. I am a empowerment coach. I take you from grief and or find your grief and illuminate your journey. You can find me at www.IYRJcoaching.com. So www.IYRJcoaching.com. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Thank you so much for being such a great guest. I'm gonna close the show out right quick so you can chat right quick before you leave. But thank you so much once again.
Thank you for inviting me, Will, and it will be a privilege to be back on your show again.
Oh, the
Thank you.
pleasure's all mine. Yeah. Oh no, you're gonna be back on the show because this has to go. This went too fast.
Okay. Awesome.
All right. All right, but thank you. But all right, everybody, another great episode. Thank you, everybody who tuned in. If LaTanya's story moved you, go connect with her at Illuminate Your Journey and discover the resources she's created to empower the next generation. And if you know someone stuck in their own struggle, share this episode with them because sometimes hearing the right story at the right time is the first step to change. Stay resilient, stay focused, stay wise. You know, your boy Wize does it. Peace out.